Thanks. I was genuinely blindsided by this and felt quite overwhelmed to have been recognised in this way. While I've always believed in being an active part of the RCSA and the value proposition they aspire to deliver, I was not expecting this. There are so many things that have made me feel proud over my time in the industry, and of course the obvious highlight that most people expect me to refer to is the growth I've been able to contribute to since joining Kevin 22 years ago as his first employee. And I'm very proud of what we have gone on to grow trade staff into, but that wouldn't and couldn't have happened without a number of amazing people. So when I look at what I'm most proud of, it all comes back to people and the impact we get to make on so many because of the work we do. There's a real sense of pride when you have an internal employee who comes on board and you get the opportunity to work with them and see them develop and go on to achieve things that they didn't think possible when they walked through the door on day one. That is something that certainly lights me up. But equally knowing the variety of people we have out working every day around the country, many of whom would struggle to access meaningful employment without the help they get from our teams, is something that I love having a hand in. The spin-off from that, of course, is the flow-on effect to New Zealand business that this allows. Stuff gets done because we provide the people resource to make that happen. I've always loved the fact that our industry has such a significant and positive impact in so many ways. And certainly the opportunity to educate and influence policymakers and regulators within New Zealand government over the last few years about what our industry is really about has been a highlight. But without a doubt, the thing I am most proud of is the opportunity to make a difference to people's lives through the work we do. In many ways, our challenges are shared with a number of other industries. For instance, candidate skills shortages, the amount of policy and law changes that have and are being implemented. But I guess the most impacting one I would see as more unique centres around the effect poor operators and their non-compliance has on wider regulatory, political and community perception. And that's before we get to the personal impact for those who get affected by these bottom feeders. This does create opportunity, though, for both organisations individually and the RCSA to promote adoption of best practice and to rise above the noise. And with the advent of Staff Shore, that differentiation has been made that bit easier. The recruitment industry is a mature one now in comparison to the mid-90s when I first started, and you were explaining to clients how our services worked. We are now seen as an integral part of the workforce, enabling businesses across all sectors to deliver their work commitments. With the technology now in place, the world really is our playing field, with geography proving to be a minor barrier at best. There is genuine mobility nationally and internationally that has created more diverse and in some areas higher skilled workplaces. Emerging economies are now contributing in ways we have not previously experienced and will continue to do so in a more meaningful way as they continue to develop. I'm really looking forward to the RCSA conference this year to listen and learn a lot more in this space. Having been in the industry myself now for over 20 years, I have seen a huge amount of change, and there is no doubt that the rate of change is accelerating year on year. I think it's really important that we keep a positive mindset rather than allow ourselves to drown in the sea of noise that bombards us about the future of work. This is particularly important in our industry, I believe, when we are managing constant change, whether that be within the political and legislative environments, operating systems, whatever, and packaging that for our teams to adopt. The whole discussion about the future of work is informed by the work of now, and that creates the opportunity for us to proactively co-design that change to work for us and the communities we live, work and play in.